Take a moment to peek into the lives of inspirational people living the true definition of happiness with author, presenter, personal stylist and coach Joann Robinson, who chats to people who have overcome challenges to live their best life. Joann is a passion and purpose coach and a personal stylist who empowers others to discover their best life and style, regardless of age. Here is Joann.
Hi, Joann. Thank you so much for taking a moment with me. Everybody who's listening or watching, this is Joann How do you pronounce your last name, Joann?
Grochowski.
Grochowski. I met Joann at a Think Better, Live Better conference, which was run by Mark and Angel Chernoff. I think that was in 2017 or 18 or something, and you've been to another one since.
I believe.
Yeah. So that's where I met Joann, and then we met with her for dinner one night when we were over at the States. Joann has purchased both of my books. She's purchased Living with Sass and Style Over 50 and also Teddy's Revenge. And she was actually the first person to receive my first published book, even before I received my order of books, because I ordered it from the States. Yeah, so welcome, Joann. Would you like to just tell us a little bit about yourself? I know that you're a loving grandmother and you've built a house recently, so I'd love you to introduce yourself.
My name is Joann Grochowski. I live in a small town called Sturgis, Michigan now. I am looking forward to my 70th birthday in June. I've had a lot of living under my belt. A lot of positives and some negatives that I feel I've overcome. And rather than just sitting and enjoying the fruits of my labor, I'm someone who has to continually be learning. I like to consider myself a professional student. So I was able to watch you do your For a Moment, and I decided that as a woman entering throneship now, that I would start working towards getting a life coaching certification for myself. And it started off very small. I have purchased domain names, and I do some things for my art that I love to do. And I also do some things for my counseling that I do. And right now they're just little short YouTube shorts and TikTok shorts, just getting out there, because that initial putting myself out there was horrific. I've done playful things like acting in a character for somebody else, but to be raw and real and be myself out there and just talk, not knowing if I was going to get any feedback, not knowing if I was going to get any followers. And then it was like, well, why are you doing this? Are you doing this for the monetary end? Yeah, that would be nice. Everybody likes more money. But I really want to do this just to give women of age a voice, that they're not in it alone. You don't have to stay home and be frumpy dump and wear your, well-worn clothes that you would normally wear to go out into the garden, that you can dress up and you can look nice and you can be fabulous regardless of the age that you are. So that's how it all started.
Yeah, so true. What have you called your life coaching business?
Right now it's called stopfightinglife.com. It's all one word. That was quite a challenge. I had some names in mind, and then of course you go to choose a domain name and it's taken, or it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars for a name that you like. Mm-hmm. So I thought, why not Stop Fighting Life? We all have things that we butt our heads up against. For what reason? I used to be a major control freak, had to have everything go my way. If the server was a few minutes late bringing my after dinner coffee, I would get upset. If the mailman's there every day at 3:00 and it's 5:00 and he's not there yet, I took it as a personal assault. And now, after having lived life, I realized that people are just doing the best they can. It's not a personal vendetta against you. It's simply they're doing the best they can. Granted, there's a few that slack off. That's everywhere. But by releasing that control, I've just felt overall like a major weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I heard a good quote from a young woman named Tanya Lee. She does a personal style coaching business too. And she said, the sun came up and you didn't have to do a thing about it. And I just think of that all the time. You know, the universe always has your back with whatever is going to happen. I've started to delve into more spirituality. I was raised Roman Catholic and kind of gotten away from that. So there's traditions to unlearn. People said unkind things about me when I was a child. Those burdens need to get cast aside. There's so much more to this world than we can even fathom that we can't begin to explore unless we're open-minded enough to do it. Like you taking the chance to start your business, writing books. I mean, somebody told you 25 years ago, Mo, that you were going to write a book. You would have probably thought they were crazy.
Yep.
So here I am at this stage in my life going, if not now, when? If not now, when? Exactly. And it just hurts me to see so many people holding themselves back, not living life to its gusto. There's so many brilliant things. I love watching when you post your little puppies running on the beach. That to me is just total freedom. Oh, look at us. Here we go. We're going to get all dirty. We don't care. Let's go. Let's get wet. Let's go home. That's what it's all about. I will, on the way to the mailbox to pick up my letters, I'll stand outside and watch the clouds go by because it's, you know, a certain color will catch my eye or there'll be birds nesting together. There's so many little miracles that we don't look for because we're so used to, you got to keep your nose to the grindstone. You've got to keep working. That's all there is. So
definitely. Was there anything that helped you to stop feeling as though you needed to control everything? Or was it just that quote that sometimes it's just something someone says?
No, I married young, very religious, autocratic parental background. Just always felt like I was never measuring up, could never do a good job. And then I married a man who was of similar mindset. I think we all were. It was a small, close-knit community. And then he passed on. It was unfortunate that he died by suicide. So that was very hard to overcome. And it was almost a relief. And I felt guilty about that. I had a lot of survivor's guilt. But I decided that they weren't going to bury both of us, that I was given the second chance at life to live my life entirely differently from where I had thought I was going to live and see what happens. So with that, I explored more holistic healthcare. Yep. I've lost weight. My skin's better. My hair grows like crazy. I have nails now because I was on so many narcotics for pain. And I've come to realize that it wasn't only the physical pain I was feeling because I had some issues, but emotional pain is very problematic. But just emotional pain has a big part of it. And I found the best thing for me is to be alone, to be alone, to not be influenced, to not have my children ask me how I'm doing every day or, Mom, we're going to help you with this. I really like my alone time because it gives me the chance to explore who I am. Sometimes I'll get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and read a book for 5 hours. Sometimes I'll have dinner for breakfast and breakfast for dinner. Who knew you could do that? When I was growing up, there were rules. You had to have breakfast at breakfast, and it's like, who makes these rules? We're all human. We're all just trying to do the best we can. So after my husband passed, and I finally realized that I was in control of my own ship, that I was going to try and do all the things I said I shouldn't do and see what I like. So I let my hair grow long. My mom never wanted me to let my hair grow long. I got a tattoo. I bought a motorcycle. I had a house built. Why not? If I don't like it, it's not carved in stone. It's not the end of the world. If I don't like it, I sell it and I move on. There will be another adventure. So I think that the second half of life for a lot of women should be glorious adventures. Just do whatever feels right for you. And if you have a spouse, that those feelings need to be taken into consideration, but not try and regain your youth per se, but regain your youthful perspective on life. What made you happy when you were a child? Did you like doing puzzles? Did you like sewing? Did you like reading? Did you like going to movies? What are those things that makes you feel good inside? And go from there.
It's funny, I'm working on something at the moment, actually, especially to do with that, discovering what you like doing as a child. Yeah, it's so important. And your hair has always amazed me. So gorgeous.
There's a lot of it. I'm due for a haircut again.
Oh, gosh.
She's going to cut it in. But this hair didn't come to me till after I went more holistic health, because before it was breaking off and very thin. And my sister had alopecia, and I thought I was going to be cursed with that also. And it wasn't. It was just, I believe that your body heals itself for the most part. If you have something major, a broken arm, or you need surgery, yes. But I think for the most part, we've gotten too complacent to just pop a pill, take a pill for this, take a pill for that. And most people don't read those counterindications on the bottom. Some of them say, yeah, you might have dry mouth or, heaven forbid, flatulence. But some of them are really pretty intense, like could cause liver damage, could cause heart damage. Well, if you take this one and it has that, and you take this one and it has that, and then you take two more and it has that, suddenly you've built up this ball of toxicity in your body. So it took me a long time to get out of it. And now my prescribed meds, herbalist meds, is when I don't feel well, I haven't moved enough. I haven't exercised enough. I'm sluggish, I'm achy, my back hurts, my knees hurt. Why? Because I've been sitting reading a book for 6 hours, and I really do need to go outside, get some fresh air, and take a walk. So the healing is there. We're just led to be encouraged by all of the commercials on TV that we need to have the latest, greatest pill, just like everything else, the latest and greatest. So.
Yeah, and Australia is getting a little bit like America now, where they promote all the medications on TV. And then they do have side effects, but that's something that struck me when we were in the States, all the advertisements for tablets on TV.
Oh, yes. And the same thing with, you've just eaten dinner and you decide to settle down and watch some TV. There's hundreds of food commercials. Now you just ate. You're not even hungry, but it's the subliminal messaging that's going to get you. So what I do now, I'll wait till a show comes on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and I'll watch them all the way through, because I can zap out the commercials and not watch them. And I'm not privy to that anymore. It's amazing that healthcare has become marketable.
Yes. Yes.
That it's like, have the latest phone, have the latest pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, you're the picture of health, and your house looks absolutely beautiful. Well, riding the motorcycle and building this house, that came after turning 50, didn't it?
Actually, after turning 60, my goal was to get the motorcycle when I turned 65. I got it the year ahead of time because who could wait? And then the house was during that time also. It started and then COVID hit, so everything shut down. And I'm close to the Indiana border here. So when our governor shut Michigan down for major construction, Indiana was still open. So all the contractors that were here went there because they could still work. It's a 20-minute ride to get to work. So when it came time and our state opened back up, it was hard pressed to get everybody back to work. And then we had the supply chain issues. So it took 9 months for me to get my couch. I wanted to just go pick up the one in the showroom, but they wouldn't let me do that. You know, so many things needed to wait, but I'm glad that's all behind us now. Hopefully never to repeat again.
It's exciting. It's exciting waiting for the next thing to be done, I guess, when you're building.
It was. I'm just glad that I have a nerdly background because I made spreadsheets of everything that I wanted. Once I decided, I spent hours, Pinterest and paint chips and all that. Once I decided, I put it on a spreadsheet, made it real easy. This is the upstairs, this is the downstairs, here's the interior paint colors, the exterior paint colors. Here are the door handles I want. There were so many micro decisions to make. But I can honestly say I was a part of them all. Every contractor got his little list of printouts. This is the paint color. This is where it goes. This is what you need. And it made it really smooth. And the general contractor told me that he's never seen anyone as organized as I am. And I had a little box of samples, I would take to the store with me, my flooring, my paint chips, my fabrics. It just made it easy. I did it for me because I wanted my life easier, not realizing the ripple effect that we sometimes cause with people.
Well, I think they would have appreciated you being so organized, the tradesmen.
They couldn't, not all carpenters are, mine was good, but there were a few of the subcontractors that would see blonde hair, female, and think they could pull a quick one over on me. Unfortunately, I have a little bit of engineering background, so I know what's kosher and what's not kosher. So there were a few misogynistic men that needed a comeuppance from Blondie here.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's a credit to you to see that you've built this beautiful house. I watched the progress on Facebook. Have you got any advice for any woman who's possibly getting older in those wisdom years, like 50s or 60s? Have you got any advice for them to encourage them to do what you do and really live life to the fullest?
I would say, don't count yourself out. Wear the good clothes, even if you're just going to the store. I wear muck around clothes in the house. Everybody does. You're cleaning, you're going to get it messy. But if I'm just going to the little local store, which is only 4 miles away, I'm putting on a clean shirt. I'm not wearing a hoodie. I'm not wearing flip-flops. I'm going to look nice. Not for anyone else to see me, but for me to see me. And one of the things I would strongly recommend to every woman, wake up in the morning, do your little morning ablutions, then wash your face, comb your hair, and put your lipstick on. If you do nothing else, put your lipstick on. Yep. Because every time you catch sight of yourself walking by the refrigerator or window, you're going to smile at yourself because you took those few seconds to do something just for you. Because a lot of times with women, we're so busy being caretakers for everyone else and people pleasers from birth on, that we don't take the time to please ourselves. So just take a little bit of that energy you put into other people and put it into yourself.
So true. And then when your cup's overflowing, you've got more to give to other people.
Absolutely. It's like when they tell you on the airplane, put your mask on first before you help anyone else. And that's what it should be with life. If you don't have it, you can't give it. You can't help anyone. You know, you might have a spouse that needs extra help. They will be taken care of, but just take 5 minutes and sit in the hallway and enjoy a cup of tea. Put your lipstick on, comb your hair, and then you're ready. It's almost like putting armor on. You're ready to start your job again.
Exactly. And you've got how many grandchildren?
I have 5. I have 4 boys and a girl.
Oh.
And my girl is my mini-me, unfortunately. She's my younger son's daughter. And yeah, she has this personality. Oh, bless her heart.
Oh, well, I like to say that the definition of happiness is someone to love. So you've got your beautiful family to love.
I do.
Something to look forward to. Have you got something to look forward to?
Oh, I make something once a week, something simple like getting a hair trim, getting a mani-pedi, going for a coffee with a girlfriend. So I try and do one thing a week. And then once a month, I take myself off site, because if I'm in my house, I'll find things to do. Oh, suddenly that closet needs cleaning, or I really should purge those clothes, or, oh my gosh, springtime's coming. I've got to clean out the garage. I need that breakaway. I go to a hotel by myself. I order room service sometimes, or I'll take my carry-out leftover dinner and I'll watch TV or read or just catch up on sleep in a different spot. So I try and do something once a month. And then the big thing I've been looking forward to is getting this Stop Fighting Life started, because I've had some friends and relatives pay me for my counseling. And it was like, I'm just giving you advice. It's not a big deal. And they're like, no, you really need to honor yourself, Joann. This has value. So I've been churning away slowly, learning new apps and ways of editing. Like you said, you're going to get done, you need to edit. So all of that is like learning a foreign language for me. And I find that there are days I can really tear into it, like, oh my gosh, I want to learn this and I want to learn that. And there are days I can't touch it. So it's like, okay, the energy's not there today. I'll go putter around and do something else. I'm not going to make it like a 9-to-5 job where I have to. No, when it's ready, it's ready. And when it's not, it's not.
And that's giving you something meaningful to do, which is the third factor in happiness that I believe in. But I really love your philosophy of kind of going with the flow and doing what you feel like doing at the time. It's one of the benefits of
it makes it so much easier. You stopped fighting life. You're not at odds with anything for whatever reason. Maybe you didn't sleep well last night and you're not realizing it, but your body's saying, I can't handle any more mental things today. Okay, so go chill in front of the TV set, or take a long bath, or take a walk. It doesn't mean it's never going to get done. It just means it's not going to get done right this second. And that's okay. That's okay. Give yourself that grace.
That's great advice. Thank you so much, Joann, for taking a moment with me. I really appreciated that. It's so lovely seeing you again.
I hope someday our paths cross and we can enjoy another long dinner.
Yes, I'd love that. That would be so nice.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate this.
Thank you for listening to Take a Moment with Joann Robinson. Remember to visit her website, bestyledforlife.com.au, and book a time for a further conversation.